Hello and welcome to Frank's School. Today I'm really torn. I'm really torn because I so much would love to just let about 12 minutes of this movie run. Just let it run without my saying much at all. But is it permissible? Is that fair use? I think it is. But I don't really dare to take the chance. Buy the movie. In class, you know, when I wonder if I could adjust that a little bit. Well, I guess so. When I was teaching in public school, I would prep the kids for this, and then I would pretty much let this run, and they would be swept along by it. I mean, unless there were those that just didn't like the movie. But for the most part, it's very compelling what's coming. I put my email address on here because if it just turns out that I'm wrong in my belief in my use of fair use, well, my channel could be shut down. If that happens, I'll find another way. Here's my email address. You could email me and say, where should I go? If any of my subscribers that want to see more. Or you could Google me, Frank Antonsen. I'll find a way to keep teaching. But I don't think that's going to happen. All right, anyway, this is rough once again. Francesco is sure that the route to happiness is to give everything away. Be poor. Well, that's as opposite of what his father is as could be. But he wants to share his joy with his father. So he's throwing his father's property out the window. Well, eventually Bernardone, when he gets to him, he starts to beat the heck out of him. And kids have noticed, well, Francesco's smiling while he's being beaten. And that takes some explaining. Different times I've had 8th graders, boys maybe, saying, he's into it, he likes it. He's ecstatic with joy because of his discovery. Well, there's a new musical theme. I thought you'd heard them all by now, but there's a new tune, I think. I'll call it Guards. I don't remember when it's going to come up again. Francesco first, or Bernardone first takes Francesco to the government, to the mayor, whatever you call him, and he then sends him on to the church. He says, well, it's a church problem, isn't it? Reminds a little bit of the passing on of Jesus from King Herod to Pontius Pilate in a way. And then the Bishop Guido, I think is his name, Bishop Guido, fat and rich, and he's so angry because he's got this luscious meal ahead of him. His comment, have it kept hot. It's in contrast, of course, to Francesco. Well, Francesco now becomes a spirit. He becomes a spirit. And there's nakedness. You need to be warned about this. I mean, I covered the screen, I think, is what I ended up doing when I was teaching, because I wanted the kids to hear it, to hear the music, but I couldn't be showing them a bare butt, even if it's a saint's bare butt. So in the United States I couldn't. I suspect in Europe it wouldn't matter that much. But anyway, there is nakedness, and he is born again. You'll hear him say those words, born again. Well, those words, born again, in the United States, in the Protestant churches, are very critical words, because there are many Protestant churches that feel that you are not really a Christian unless you are born again, and it's a moment in your life when you are born again. Well, he's not a Protestant, he's a Catholic, but he says he is born again. And so in a way it's very appropriate that he's naked. But there's truth to that too. I mean, this is based on historical Francis. He absolutely lived. And at a certain point he took all his clothes off and walked out of Assisi naked. And that's put into the movie. Notice the zooming into faces, into portraits at a certain point. You'll see Claire, for example. Now, my solution, when I go over there and I set this to let it run, you know, YouTube will probably spot these images again and say there's third-party content here. I don't know. I guess I'm going to fast forward through it, because I can't just let the whole thing run, although it is so powerful, and I'm so sorry, I'm torn, that I can't just let it run. Because for those who are following this and liking it, this is the best moment so far in the movie. All right, well, one more video today. see you for that, I hope.